Hello and welcome to the Fortitude Podcast. Yay!
What?
It's season 2, episode
I can hear it bubbling down your
9. This is a mess. It's because I'm tired. That's why. That's because I'm not slept. That's why the intro was fucked.
Who's to your left, Frank?
Do not take that away from me.
He's dominated you.
And to my graciously buff left.
Ooh. I think you meant right there with the word buff.
Graciously buff left.
It's Jason Watson.
And to my absolutely golden chiseled.
Why does he get such a big announcement?
my golden chiseled godly right.
Thank you. It's come out. And to the middle, the beautiful middle.
You don't mean it. The real. No! Let's start again.
Frankie Lewis.
Frankie Lusney. I'm right. I've got James. What's your Instagram?
Rustic Soul.
Hey.
Come on.
And me, the real Frankie Luz.
Preserve.
And Preserve Official. I'm struggling, lads. I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, I don't know what's going on.
Frankie's been out on a piss.
I was watching.
He went out busking the other night, didn't he?
I was watching the boxing. No, I wasn't even watching the boxing. I was watching the MMA, and I haven't slept for over. It must be 48 hours now.
Have you had enough water?
Nah,
Would you like some more Monster? Have you had any Monster?
Yeah, I drank it in a splurge. It's all good. So this week. We are talking weekly recap. As usual, we've got some K-list coming in hot.
Yep.
The topic this week, just to expand from last week, I believe we are going to talk about how much is too much in regards to being a coach or being a PT or whatever, bloody blah.
How much is too much in regards to being a coach or being a PT?
Okay, how much too much?
How much in regards to coaching? How much is too much? But we'll come back to that.
We're going to come back to that later, and then we're going to. To be honest, did we have we had a challenge, didn't we? It was the cold shower thing.
We did.
So we'll talk about that.
Dive into that.
We'll talk about that after the. I know that Kay's been trying to sizzle me.
Yes,
I said that word for a while.
I'll pop that in the K-list. What I witnessed there.
Yeah, okay, I like that. Okay.
But yeah, we've got some cool tales with the cold showers.
Have you been doing it?
Oh, what did you say? Shocked? Of course I have. We agreed to do it.
Cool.
Have you been doing it, or did you do it once or twice and give up on it afterwards?
That is a horrible thing to say, Jay.
Did you carry on?
Well, no, I did. I done exactly what you said. I done exactly what you said.
Don't fuck with me, bro.
But the thing is, you attacked me there, knowing that was a character trait.
Am I the only one that has done the whole
because you're
challenge?
perfect.
Hey, have I just not said I've done it as well? Did you? What the hell? And then you just went, I'm the only one.
I don't think you done it, Jay.
Why would you say that?
I'm only saying because you attacked me. I'm just coming back. I'm coming back with red fire.
Alright, so anyway, so this week, what we've been up to.
Fists of fury.
What you've
the
been up to?
thunderous sky.
What have you been up to this week, Kay?
He's been up to everything.
Apart from denying me of my showers.
How cold showers?
No, you can't. That's
Frank, you are all over Frankie's bit.
God, this is the
worst
start podcast ever.
Well, I've been up to this week. I've been busy working on my website.
What? What do you mean your website?
Kay's got more solo than ever before.
Do you know what?
What's that?
I've had enough.
Of what?
I've had enough. I thought we were a team, but it just seems everyone's doing their solo thing.
No. The bigger we individually and as a team get, the bigger we will get as a team and individually.
So you were saying, look after number one, and
that's not what I said.
It's fucking horn. Just in the way.
Look after number one, and then your famousness should make everyone else grow. Because so far, us being less famous than Kay, I've realised that your fame impacts me zero.
Yeah.
If anything, it makes my life misery.
Frankie, that is not the way to look at this. I mean, this is
tired Frankie talking, man. This is a different guy.
What you mean. I don't even know what you mean. Actually.
I mean that Kay's glory.
You are not enjoying Kay's.
No.
You don't enjoy your friend prospering.
No. I enjoy Kay's glory very much. I don't enjoy the impact that it has on us, Jay.
What's the impact?
Well, Kay being the famous IB for Weekender. That's famous IB for Weekender star.
The famous business owner.
The famous business owner.
Yeah.
You know, Fitco. Is that taking the piss? Does that make that noise?
Yeah.
Oh my
I feel like
God.
you've just been saved by the fridge sound before we dive into some deep holes here.
Ooh.
Frank, what have you been up to this week? I know Preserve has been on your list.
Me and my girlfriend, the lovely Louise Watson.
That's the first time you've addressed her with some respect on the podcast.
Okay.
Right,
You just
the last-
outright saying that
the
you're
last-
a better man than Frankie, aren't you?
No, what the hell?
What do you mean, Jay?
Well, he just said that it's the first time you've ever been respectful towards your
I say,
partner.
I've said in the last 3 episodes, my beautiful girlfriend.
Did you?
Yeah,
You
just
said
you don't
lover.
listen to us.
You said lover.
You don't listen to us, Kay.
I've listened to
We're just
lover.
them that high pitched drone that you have in the shops to get teens away.
This has been a very tainted start to this podcast, Frankie. You're so tired. Frankie's tired and grumpy.
I'm all over the place.
So what I've been up to is, well, my
you didn't even let me. I said about my girlfriend, and then I got dismissed.
All right, I'm going to put some questions out there, Frankie. What is Preserve and what's going on?
Preserve is a Rendlesham run boot camp by yours truly and my beautiful girlfriend, Louise Watson. And you know, it's the first of its kind. Not in the world, but in Rendlesham. And I don't even know if that's true. But it's doing well. It's not even started.
The logo is incredible.
The logo's not incredible,
I
okay?
love
It's
it.
just the word preserve.
Yeah, but there's the
Yeah,
three,
well,
the backwards 3 and the colour scheme is nice.
Yeah, it's
You
really
hate it.
nice.
I know you both hate it.
It's incredible. I love it.
I'm very negative today.
No, we love it, and we want you to do well, and we're going to
don't.
enjoy your glory as opposed to hate on it.
No.
They
No.
call me a twister.
You've
Yeah.
misunderstood what I said. I
I'm
said
multicolored dots, bro.
I want everyone to do very well.
The board game, no, the game
We're all
twister.
having different
Oh,
chats.
yeah.
We're all talking different. Jay, what you been doing this week?
No, carry on, my man.
I'm gonna pierce my eye with this horn.
So
That's what
I've been
I
looking out for
fucking love,
Preserve, which is a Rendlesham-based fitness boot camp
Nah.
happening between Frankie and Louise.
We'll be dead
Make
soon.
sure you head make sure you head out that way and check it out because it's going to be
And drive
the
right
bomb.
past it.
As you drive past it, go down the A14 towards Ipswich and you'll find Fortitude Fitness based. I'm on form today.
Oh, you're a little sizzly twister.
I'm on fire today.
You're a little turkey twist.
Everything I say, I go at the camera. For those of you on Spotify who don't
Yeah,
know, we all
and
And
Yeah,
Apple.
yeah, yeah.
There was. Are we?
Apple,
it's like we're
Spotify.
smashed.
We
It's
are
like we're
smashed.
drunk.
You're
We
really
should get
tired.
drunk on a podcast one time.
Well, we've done that
It's like
before.
poison talk.
Poison talk.
If you don't, for Poison Talk context, what we done is we went around K's once, put camera up, very similar to how we're doing now, and we got smashed and just talked utter shit
We talked
for
deep,
a
didn't we?
good 2-3 hours, wasn't it? We raised some things that had to be cut out because it was too. It was
Do you
too
still have the
awful.
footage?
I don't think we've ever seen it. Only you've
No,
seen the footage.
the footage was awful, so I deleted it all.
I'm not even
Oh, that was a
sharing
great
it with
memory.
bros.
No, I probably should have kept it like in hindsight, but I haven't.
That's all right.
Cheers, man.
Jay,
Hindsight is only good for reflection, not for dwelling on.
Exactly.
what you been up to this week?
Well, I mean, what have I been up to? So me lady, me fiance's been ill and unwell, so I've been hopefully making sure she feels better. So you know, I've been looking after her, being a man, doing all that stuff, looking after me lady. That's been part of it. It was a beautiful week. And then business as usual at the gym. You know, nothing. Nothing at all.
Oh, that sounds fun. We're going to convert the...
Right. So I guess I'm done talking there, Kay. What is it, mate? What is it?
oh,
we doing?
mate. Oh, no. This is
Oh,
downgrading
this
our
is
friendship.
the worst podcast in a while.
This has been the worst start to a podcast. We can still
can-
be
we can
redeemed.
get it back.
Okay, what was you saying?
I was just going to say that we're going to... About business. I can't remember what it was now.
Go on,
We're going
jump
to
in.
convert the massage room again.
To what?
Me and Kate decided we're going to reconvert the massage room
Reconvert.
back to a massage room.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And we'll take out the cleaning stuff, put it in a cleaning cupboard.
Well, where's the equipment going?
We will find a way because it's been a bit inappropriate. We've had massage clients go in there and it's not ideal. You're charging them like for half an hour of time and they're sitting there in a clusterfuck wardrobe. Like, it's not great. I'm surprised they even accept it. to be
Yeah, I don't
fair.
know how we get
Yeah.
away with half the shit.
Must
we
be
do
your
here.
character. You've got great character.
Yeah, 5-star
Jason
gym.
does have a great character.
Okay. Hey, why do you do
That
that?
patronising
That's that
undertone.
thing.
What is it patronising?
You just, by saying that, you're like, yeah, Jason does have a good character. Not
Well,
really.
you guys said to me.
No, but you genuinely do. I
You
don't.
genuinely do.
I don't. You recently said that if you weren't friends, you wouldn't like me. Remember that podcast?
That was my complete lie
That
I
was a
made.
complete lie you made. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving
Progress.
forward.
Frank, this is where you
Lads, you've got to carry me this episode.
Right,
I'm afraid.
to the
I'm
K
off.
list. K, again, let me put this into context. The other day, me and Kay went off for a little business discussion at McDonald's.
Did you know?
Yeah. You'll find out about that soon, Frankie.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And then, so we went to McDonald's for a business discussion.
They start getting the noose ready.
Yeah, get your news ready, bud. Okay, mate, you bud. And then anyway, so yeah, and then as we got out of the car, I mean, I'm dressed in my relatively regular clothes, like the jeans and the jacket, like, hair tied up, looking relatively normal. Kay had shorts, t-shirt, and the hat he's currently wearing on, which is a straw cowboy hat for those of you listening to iTunes or Spotify. And as we get out of the car, Kay goes, the weirdest people today to go into McDonald's. And I went, well, I'm not really weird, right? I'm not really dressed weird. I haven't really got any standout features.
Normally dressed.
And then Kay goes, no, well, I'm wearing the hat and you've got long hair. And I was like, what the hell?
That's horrible.
So because I've got long hair, I enter a building and the long hair guy is weird. I'm weird. I make everyone feel weird.
You're the weird, straggly
I'm
long
the
hair
weird
guy.
thing for that day. Wherever I go, I'm that weird thing that happened to people. Oh, that guy had longer hair than normal. Wow, what a freak.
What did you mean by that, Kate? Defense.
Defense.
No, because usually Frankie's the one to say it.
When have I ever said Jay's weird?
No, you said like, we're the weirdest bunch of people.
I mean, like, no, I don't think I've ever said weird. No, I probably did.
Generally speaking, we're a weird bunch of people.
I did say that.
But I mean, in this situation, it was just me and you. And you made reference to being weird because of an appearance. And you was like, well, we're the weirdest looking people because you're wearing a hat and I have long hair.
Why did you say hair? Why didn't you say like...
I mean, there was nothing else weird to say.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so anyway. It was damage limitation at that point. It was like hair,
the thing is, I had
face, what are you going to say?
I don't know.
I'm not weird. Look at my headscarf and my horn. Perfectly regular behaviour.
You looked really hot.
Oh, you don't mean it. Oh! Anyway, so yeah, that was my bit. Frankie, you said you had some corkers.
Three things happened right before this podcast. So Jay was in the toilet. I think you were cleaning it, weren't you?
That's taking a poo.
I tried to save your blushes, but you're happy. You're fine.
I mean, you could have said this anywhere else. Cleaning the toilet.
No, I don't.
I was having a poo.
So
it was quite large.
We've all been there.
So I'm sitting. I haven't. So I'm sitting here, and Kay, I scratched my ear to get something out of my to get the wax out of my ear.
Diggins.
So Kay, obviously, as a friend, reaches for the antibacteria hand gel. But not only does he open it for me, he squeezes it from a head height and just lets it drop down on my leg and my leg and coat. And then I'm like, bro, what the hell? And he's like, and he,
Is that Kay's not? You just made Kay like turn to Lenny from A Bite of Men.
Why are the dum-dum all of a sudden, man?
Well, why am I the dum-dums all of a sudden?
so who's the dum-dum?
He just made reference to all of a sudden I'm now the dum-dum as opposed to you
us
two.
two. Yeah, I'm glad you said us two and not
That's
you,
all right.
Frankie.
My hip is very tight right now.
Yeah, it's probably that axe kick you followed up with after. So
heard about the axe kick.
So obviously I then reached in for the ear again to put it at K. So I pointed my finger. Do you know, I was never going to touch K.
Oh, did you pick your ear and then threatened Kay with it?
Yeah.
So therefore he responded in defense.
No. But the issue is he didn't have to self-defend because I was never within a distance for there to be any real threat.
It's like somebody pulling a knife on you and they'd be like...
You're saying my finger is
like
the equivalent of a knife.
You're a dangerous man. You're a dangerous man.
He is a
Don't
well-trained, dangerous fighter. 1-0.
That's just taking the piss.
That's not taking the piss.
It's
That's a positive record.
It is.
Yeah, no.
And it was an incredible
It
fight.
must be like you had one fight.
Yeah, and you won.
Yeah.
There's more fights than I ever had, and you won.
Same.
I thought you had a Muay Thai fight, or was that a lie?
No, we already
that
established
was a
this.
lie, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, you must have learned some Muay Thai skills to axe kick me, and he hit me just on the chest.
Now, I'm playing the middleman here. First of all, yes, I mean, to be fair, you did come up to him with an earwax finger.
I mean, I've come up to you all with my scrotum before.
Yeah, no,
no one asked me.
Earwax finger is a different level.
Is it?
But then again,
my dirty
in order
balls.
for Kay to achieve an axe kick, there would have been some kind of distance between you that would have suggested that he maybe didn't need to go straight to an axe kick, and possibly could have said, "Please, Frankie, don't put your finger on me," and left it like that.
He lifted his leg as high as his head and struck down.
It was like the gods of lightning just coming down at you in a thunderous roar.
Thunderous roar.
I mean, I said thunderous. Really, you're just taking my.
Yeah, but when I say it, it's in like a whimsical tale of the Nordic gods.
But when I say it, it's just utter buffoonery. This has been. Do you know what? I'm actually, even though this has been a hectic start to the podcast, I think it's been quite
wacky,
quite fun. You know?
All right. Okay.
You got to keep this energy up every week.
Hey, moving forward.
I'm lost the plot. What's up next?
So what we're going to next is the subject this week. We'll go on to the ice bath.
Oh, do you not have any more Kaylis?
No, that's my one thing. He didn't really do very much apart from the weird.
Did he do something to me at some point? Cold shower?
I said I'd write something. Yeah, that's coming. Okay.
What do you want to say of it?
I'll take it now. Okay, so basically, this means we can move on to that segment straight after. So last week, Frankie spoke about cold showers and their use after a book he was reading, which was in reference to Kay's challenge to read more books. So then we made a new challenge, which was to do Frankie's cold showers, which he enlightened us about last week. So we're already doing that from last week till now. So we've been doing this, okay. Me and Kay had a brief discussion about this the other day, about our experiences with the cold showers. And then all of a sudden, Kay is reading and listening to a video in quite great depth as the benefit of cold showers, quite scientific benefit of cold showers and so on, in order to achieve the knowledge so that he can come in this week and bombard
strike down on Frankie
with your knowledge that Frankie tried to open up with originally, and now he can take over
knowing
and
full well
excel.
I wouldn't do any homework.
Yeah, knowing that you wouldn't do any homework.
Dumb here, doesn't want to do any more.
Yeah, so he would then excel and be like, well, I took Frankie's challenge and I put it on roids and made it better.
Put it on Man Sports.
Put it on Man Sports.
Use code Fortitude to get 10% off your order.
So yeah, that happened. Now that everyone knows that, Kay, open up. How was your experience of cold showers this week?
So from all the research that I've done, I think for me, the cold shower thing was more to do with character building. And obviously there's the white blood cell production as well, which is, through shock and all that sort of stuff.
Idiots! there goes your moment, Frankie.
So I guess this is from Frankie. Like, Frankie also said that it helps the immune system, and that was the main benefit. But for me, like, the first time I've tried it, it was like a terrifying idea to switch the cold tap on because it's cold.
So shy away like a turtle.
So I was overthinking it massively. And then, once you do it, it was easy. So character building. And now if I find myself on day 7 now, if I don't do it, then I feel like a little bitch. So then now I have to do it at the end of every shower.
How long?
So I'll do a full shower, obviously a warm shower. And then at the end of it, for 30 seconds, I'll do a cold one, which is still, it feels like 3 hours.
And then do you put the heat back on, or do you leave the shower?
I'll leave the shower then, yeah.
Jay, how did your shower?
Okay,
go?
so I actually had an interesting dabble with this, and because obviously I learned about this before with Elliot Hulse and the Iceman. The Iceman being a guy who bathes in like sub-zero cold ice baths in order to control
Wim
his body.
Hof, his name, or Wilhoff.
The Iceman, is that his name? Yeah, so he's really cool, and he does it for for healing and obviously inflammation of the body, and then obviously just body control your breathing, control your mind, and all that good stuff. So it's a really, really cool concept, but I haven't really ever put it into action myself until Frankie had challenged us, mixed with Kay and Frankie's challenge there, because obviously it's Kay's challenge.
Kay's challenge your now, thing.
Yeah. So thank you, Kay, for your challenge. So I started doing it, and the initial shock from a warm shower to a cold shower is horrible. Are you guys even listening? Is horrible. That breathing, that instant, like you suddenly short of breath, kind of that kind of. Did that happen to you? That happened to you guys?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
He said, "What are you doing?" I was like,
I'm fine. So
wanking.
Yeah, I'm mashing one out. Mashing one out. Aggressive as that.
Squeezing the shit out.
And then it feels real good. But you can't,
talking about the shower.
Yeah, mashing one out in the cold shower feels real good.
I've never tried that.
But then I came up with a thing I'd done. So instead of doing it in a shower, I had a bath on Saturday instead of a shower.
That's hardcore.
And in the bath, it was a hot bath. I mean, we do have hot water, I swear. And then I was having a good time, and I thought, here we go, let's do it.
I wonder what could ruin my time now.
I wonder what could make my hot bath really terrible. So what I done was I unplugged the plug hole, so the warm water started to drain, and as I done that, I turned the cold tap on, so that started to fill, and there was a transition period where it went from like hot to medium hot to warm.
I love that you're telling me how
cold.
the bath.
No, I'm giving it context, and
The context is good, I love it.
instead of mocking me, Frankie, learn. And that transition from warm into cold has this really cool refreshing effect on the body where you go for, because sometimes a bath can make you feel quite sweaty when it's a bit too hot, because it can be so hot that you just feel actually like,
Yeah.
But that transition from really hot to cold made my whole like nervous system go like into like kind of relaxed chill mode, and then the ice cold effect started to happen, and because I was slowly getting used to it, I was able to stay in the ice cold bit for about 5 minutes before I got out, because of that transition from hot to cold.
5 minutes is a long time,
and stay
man.
in there and then just enjoy the effects of it. Got out and and just felt great.
Do you know what? I was fearing that I'll get a runny nose and I'll start, getting all cold and shit, but I don't feel ill after.
Well, that's supposed to be the opposite of what happens. Isn't
Yeah. It seems really counterproductive. It's like raising calories when you want to lose weight, but it's pretty good.
How about you, Frankie? How's your experience been?
So I found out very quickly that I didn't want to do it.
Oh, that's such a you thing to do.
No, because what happened is I done it the first 2 days.
Yeah.
But as I do it, I don't condition myself. I go extreme straight away.
Oh, of course you did.
So I went in, turned the cold shower on straight away, and just had an entire cold shower, washed for about 3
atrocious.
minutes. Was doing the panting and everything, and like that. Louise, like, you're on, like, fine, like that. And then I thought, oh, good. I felt great, but bloody brilliant after. Obviously, the next morning when it came to doing it again, I was like, didn't quite really enjoy that experience.
Straight in the shower again.
Was that because you was tired too, or because I thought whenever I done it in the morning, the after effect of doing it like first thing made me feel like well awake and refreshed.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. But I mean, my body then said I don't want to get in there, so I didn't have a shower that day.
You just smelled.
Just skipped it to the next day. But I then, very similar to your bath analogy, I done the same thing with the shower, but. As when the
You gotta
water,
explain it again. Do it. Everyone needs to know.
okay, so when the water trickled down, I then moved my left
your
finger.
shower.
It's got tar. I then moved my left hand up, which actually increased the cold temperature to colder. So then the warm started to change into a certain cold.
So did it get colder from the warm?
So it went really warm, and then it went to cold, and again I had the same reaction.
Yeah.
Awful, hated it.
Oh.
I didn't
Okay.
So I skipped the next day. So then what I thought I'd do is I thought, you just check the time. It's like, how long's this muppet going on for?
I was just looking, mate.
It's been a long while.
I'm just time cautious, you know.
So I thought, this is the last time I've tried it, and I was like, what I'll do is I won't go for a hot one, and I won't go for a cold one. I'll just go for that sort of closer cold than freezing.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll do that, and like you, maybe next, like a week later, I'll down it again until eventually my entire shower was freezing. And I actually enjoyed this time. And I can do this every day, I imagine, because it wasn't a shock, but it was enough to get a bit of a bit going. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But then I don't know if I ruin it, because I then jump out, dry myself, get the hairdryer out.
And then hair dry yourself.
Does that ruin it?
I don't really know what was.
I mean, as long as you still have I feel like if you have the initial shock of the cold water and you stay with it for a few seconds, then you've done your job as far as shocking the central nervous system is concerned.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
So you've gone through that effect, and you've withstood it as long as you can before you then go off and enjoy your general luxuries. I would implore you both try out that bath one though, because it's real cool when you get the chance to be fully submerged in it, as opposed to just being showered in it. Because obviously being showered in it, you're just splashing off your body. Don't know if you guys understand this, but when the shower hits you, it tends to just come off your body and then into the drain. Whereas in a bath, you can block the drain; it can fill completely, so that you can actually sit in there in a bath with the cold H2O. And I would implore you guys try that because it's really that's my new word. Implore. That's my nice way. That's my way of instead of telling you what to do, I'm imploring you or inviting you to give it a go. It's a nice way.
No, this is what Mark told us to do.
It's a nice way of inviting you to try something new without feeling like I'm telling you what to do.
Mark Pearson told us to do that once upon a time.
What a guy. So yeah, I would definitely try it out, guys. It's good fun.
So will that be the next challenge for next week?
That's just a carry on.
We'll do a different one.
That's more of a personal thing from me.
I think we should all carry that on, though.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to change over now.
Okay. Well, before you change, I'd like to hear next week what you guys found of the bath situation. Trying it in the bath. This is a brief.
But should we also have something else?
Yeah, we will have something else. But I'm just saying, I'd like to hear how you guys feel about it next week.
Is this like homework? What happens if I don't do it?
I'm giving you homework. You'll be in big trouble. I'll scold you.
The thunderous hammer of Thor coming down on me.
Kate axe kick you again.
What a guy.
Part 2 coming up.
So we're going to talk our topic now. And how much is too much, Kay?
What's this about?
Oh,
that's just disrespectful. The thing is, we just talked about it off camera,
and we just came back to me.
You're trying to humiliate us. You'll notice camera. I'm going over to the side.
You do. You go from side to side. Whoever you're more mad at, you go to the opposite person.
I don't know what you mean.
Here we go. Anyway,
this is basically about Karen and Daryl, isn't it?
Ooh.
No, because off camera, Daryl had every right to decide not to carry on as a client. So I don't think we should say his name. It's a bit different to the Rosie situation.
Let's stop saying names, and I'll be able to beat them out, then no one will know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But please don't make me do any more work.
All right.
Daryl. Anyway, so. Try and explain it without the names. Without the names.
Okay. Subject A, female.
I love it.
Subject A has been looking after Subject B, who is a male, and she's been doing a training program and macro plan for his position.
I love it so much. No, keep it going.
And she's been working real hard. And she's been adapting the program and especially the diet side of things for this guy for quite a while now. And she's been spending countless hours on researching and all that sort of stuff. Subject B has been very picky with the diet side of things. He struggles to stay disciplined as far as his diet is concerned. So Subject B has requested many of changes, which has resulted in Subject A's increase in work for 0 increase in pay. So Subject A has given that person a really nice deal. Subject B has, not stuck with it, and because of his lack of commitment, I want to say her name so bad.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah, she basically said that okay, we're going to go on a trial because you clearly can't do this program.
This is so descriptive.
I
thought you were going to go by just in general.
She said I'm going to test you for a week, and this is the advice we gave her as well. I'm going to test you for a week and see if you can stick to this diet, and if not, then I'm going to fire you as a client, and if you do, then great, we'll carry on and continue your prep work. So on day 1, on the Monday, this subject has texted her back saying, you know what, I think we should part ways, and this is not working out for us.
So beat her to it.
Yeah. So essentially, he made it sound like he fired her, where in actual fact he couldn't stick to the diet plan and couldn't do the work that a bodybuilder should be doing. I mean, this diet that she gave him, it just shy of 3,000 calories, and when it gets to about 2,000 calories towards his stage life. He's a stage life.
I love it.
Yeah, he's going to really struggle. So if he's not able to do it like 12 weeks out, he's not going to be able to do it 1 week out. All right, so
playing devil's advocate again. So we're not going to pick sides here. But what is the overarching point being how much is too much?
The original issue, or not the original issue, but I think one of the issues at hand from what I heard about this situation is that there was contact from the PT to the client, and the client was not comfortable with the amount of contact in terms of check-ins and like checking on their progress, to the point where the client felt like he was potentially being interrogated and not trusted with it. And then he didn't enjoy that situation very much. And then she didn't know how to react, and thought that was a bit uncalled for, because her job is to check in to make sure that he's okay. Especially when like stage prep is quite intense, and you do, there's a lot to it, so you do need to be disciplined, and to have your coach coming at you like that. I mean, in my theory, this is my opinion here. I think having your coach come at you like that is probably what you would expect from a coach getting you ready to go on stage. But from his point of view, if he felt like he was being interrogated and not trusted, he can see why he didn't enjoy that either. I guess it's to read the person.
So from your, let's say it was exactly the same situation for you. All right, you had a hypothetical person that you were doing this for. You'd go with what you just said there, would you? Or was there anything else?
So if I was the coach and they were the PT, I would have done the exact same thing and said, sorry if you feel that way, but my job is to check in on you and make sure that you are adhering to the program that you're paying me to provide you. Because at the end of the day, your result is my reputation, and you're essentially a product of my work. And then if you don't excel in everything that I've done for you, then you make me look bad. So it's So just sorry if you feel like sorry if you feel like you're being interrogated or that I'm not being very trusting towards you. It's not that at all. It's more the case that I want to make sure that you achieve your goal, and both me and you excel in this whole kind of partnership we have going forward. That's what I would do in the situation.
Jason's done a perfect job of being politically correct about everything that happened. And I 100% agree. I think, judging by the character of the client, he was just. It seems from where we're sitting, I think all of us will agree with this as well. He wasn't comfortable enough following the guidelines, and he needed someone to blame for his lack of discipline. So as a result of his self-frustration, he kind of blamed the subject A for the matter. But because we're in the same environment as those people, we can't really mention names.
Yeah, you have to see both sides. But there is a bit of an unfair thing in PT where if a client or somebody in the gym doesn't get the results, they do tend to use the PT as a scapegoat for their lack of commitment. I think it's because people get PTs for accountability, and therefore they can be like, oh, I'm definitely getting my results, I'm getting a PT. So therefore the PT will make me my end goal, which isn't necessarily going to be the case if you don't commit to all the hard work in between sessions and so on. But yeah, there is a bit of a harsh...
So are you on the side of the PT takes the entire blame or not?
I think... that's why I don't know, because I don't know how intense the PT was. Because at the same time, you got to have a certain...
how intense she was.
You know how intense she was.
Literally normal amount, the same as we would be with our clients. Yeah. We don't text our clients that many times, but she was just enough. And then when she'd hear that Daryl... Oh, fuck. Fuck it. When she'd hear that Daryl... When she'd hear that subject B hasn't been doing what he's been told to do, it's quite disrespectful. So she's wasting her efforts on trying to coach a client. People get PTs for to get results and also accountability as well. And if you're not going to follow those guidelines, then what's the point? And also you're going to make the PT look bad. So I'll do the same thing as her. I'll definitely fire the client. I think she's done the right thing by giving him a trial week. He also couldn't last a week, couldn't last a day. So just a shame that... I'm glad it happened so early on, though, because if it happened closer to stage, then he would have blamed her for pretty much everything.
Yeah, if he doesn't win. Frankie, what's your outlook on this?
My outlook is PT is at fault for absolutely everything.
Right.
100%. Absolutely everything that is down to the PT. But then it's down to the PT whether you give a shit or not. For example, me, if I have a client who's not too bothered, pay me and I don't give a fuck what you look like. I'll do my best to make you look as well as you want to look. And if you want to look brilliant, I could probably do that for you.
Yeah.
And I can do that for you. I can do it. I've done it for people before. But if you really, really don't care and you're just coming for like a social situation, I'm more than happy to provide that.
Okay.
And you can,
that's fair.
You can pay me for that transaction. But I know full well it's up to me. It's still my fault that they look how they look, because it's up to me to sack them off or not. So I'm choosing not to sack them off. I'm choosing to potentially ruin my reputation.
As long as they're paying you.
I'm not too bothered. Because
it doesn't even need to be there are ways where you could have been like, look, all right, so if you don't like how intensely I am with you, like maybe just, if you don't like how much I check in, we can come up to a reduced check-in, and like maybe it is once a week. Maybe I don't text you as much, and you can kind of maybe see if you can work with the person. But then if that person's already decided and is actively looking for a reason to get away from you as a PT, then no matter what you do, they're going to be gone, and maybe it is worth just getting rid of them sooner rather than later. So yeah, it's a weird one.
I think the hardest part for the PT is to highlight. So say if a client comes in and they just want performance results, then it's great. But then, so I have this client. She's a female, and she doesn't listen to this podcast either. I told her if she wants to lose weight, then she's gonna have to follow the macro plan that I'm giving her. And if she's just worried about her performance, then she can eat as she is now. She'll still get the performance results, but she's not going to lose any weight. So that kind of, secures me from saying that when she asks me in 3 weeks' time, why haven't I not lost any weight?
But do you agree that's your fault, or
no? Because I told her what to do. If you're not going to do it, I'm telling you now. If you're not going to do it, you're not going to you're not going to lose any weight. So now that we have this understanding, that's her choice to then carry on. That's not my fault at all.
Yeah.
But from the outside perspective, it may look like my client's not losing any weight, so it does make me look bad on.
So would you say you should sack this client off if they're not getting results?
It depends how much in the public eye they are. If they're a competitor and everyone sees them on social media, they've got 10,000 followers or something, then yes, I would. But if this person is
Tracy from down the road, for example.
Tracy from down the road, no one's gonna find out, that sort of thing, and she's happy, I'm happy, then why not?
Yeah, just read the situation, read the client, read the person who you're engaging with, and you can come to kind of like an overall way of working with them.
Yeah.
The clients will strong arm you. They will strong arm you. I hate it when they. I had one before who came in really upset, saying because she can't do anything in her free time because she's got no money because I'm spending all my money on you, and I'm sitting there like, oh. Okay then. And they will try and blame you in any way they can, because you're like the staple. You're in their life a lot. You're doing things for them, so if they're not getting the results, they'll blame you. If they've got no money, they'll blame you because they're spending money on you and spending time with you to get results. So they can.
That reminds me of this one guy. Oh god.
I'll finish my sentence next time.
Oh sorry, man.
Sorry, no, you go in, bro.
It's dead now.
It's dead now. You killed it.
Oh no. So this particular guy, he goes out every single weekend. Spends a bunch of money on alcohol and all that sort of stuff. And then when it's time to pay for PT, which I've sacked him off as a client now, he would always be late. So he's always on time for his drinking and partying, spending hundreds of pounds every weekend, but he'll struggle to make his £200 PT payment.
I suppose we're going a little bit off course, but it's annoying,
They're related subjects, aren't they, to the situation?
Luckily, personally, I think we all do now. All of our client base is people that we actually enjoy and we love training.
We do. So to answer the question, which is how much is too much, I don't think there's a definitive answer to how much is too much. I believe there's only as much as you can gauge with that client as what you believe is the right amount of communication between you and them.
You got do your research, find out.
Treat it as a marriage, I guess.
A good PT will know their client well enough to understand how they like to work. So, I mean, you can say both parties in our situation could be at fault in certain places in certain ways for not fully understanding each other and how they work as a duo. And maybe they weren't compatible, and the PT is better off with a client who they can work with better, and the client is better off with a PT who might be more suited to how they are. Not everyone is compatible to work with each other. So,
Agreed. Right, that's topic done. Obviously, we were going to go on to the cold shower thing after, but we've already done that.
We've already discussed it.
That would leave us to our last thing, which is, Kate, have you got, or Jay, have you got anything for us to do other than getting a cold bath?
Mine was a cold bath. I don't want to take away from Kay's challenges. So this is Kay's challenges.
Have you got anything for us?
We'll do the cold bath.
We
already said that we'll do it, but that won't be a challenge.
Did you even listen to us,
and then we'll have a separate challenge. God, I should have thought of this.
That's all right.
It's the same with you and your dilemmas, Frank, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, now this is where
challenge.
I change because...
Got one.
Oh, all right. I'll
you
finish
go.
my sentence. Wait.
So no. Frank, you go ahead.
No, I'm not.
I like your new little thing you do.
Digging the grave.
And then just filling
Burying
it.
it.
Yep.
Nah, I'm buried.
Right, what's the challenge, MK?
You've turned the bloody heater on now.
it's-
There's so many noises.
What's the challenge, K?
So the challenge for actually us and everyone who's listening, because the chances are, if you are
comment
listening
below.
to this, comment below. You're probably on social media, and if you're trying to grow a social media account, I know a few people like Ben Howard, great guy, who listens to this podcast. What's
He's
up,
a great
Ben?
guy.
So the
You
challenge
handsome
is
fella.
he's a handsome fella, great beard as well. Lives in Paris. So if anyone else is listening to this from Paris, then meet Ben and kiss him.
Ask first.
Ask first.
Don't even ask.
Yeah, no consent.
I never do.
Yeah. So the challenge is 30 minutes of engagements every single day.
That would
next
funny
7
you
days.
say that. Have we already been doing a little bit of that
Well,
ourselves?
I've only done 4 days this week.
How was your what have you seen from it? What's,
Just a much higher engagement.
and what do you count as engagement?
Okay, so when I say engagements on social media, I mean go on to, so say if you're on fitness, well relates to fitness, then go into your, type in your location. So say if you're in Ipswich, go on Ipswich, go on every single photo that you find in Ipswich, like it, and then comment something relevant to the picture from your account or from your fitness account, and just engage with all the people around your area or whichever area that you want to target. So the idea is more people will be seeing your profile, more people will get exposed, the more sort of engagements and follows you'll get, the higher your profile goes, profit.
I'll tell you what, before doing it, I was really down on it last week, I remember, because I thought it was selling out as well.
You Debbie Downer.
Negative Nelly. Yeah, so
Frankie doubted us.
yeah. Well, no, I just thought it was immoral. But anyway, so I've been doing it.
And you loved it, didn't you? You
you know-
sell out. You loved it.
You know what? There is no excuses, especially in the YouTube world, so I'm not doing it on the Instagram. There is no excuses to not gain subscribers on YouTube. I've
That's a
realised,
completely 180 turn, isn't it?
yeah, I've realised how
Crazy.
I done probably 2 days of maybe I done an hour and an hour.
Yeah.
So 2 hours in total. Gained 10 subscribers. I think about 9 subscribers on Fortitude. I gained about 11 on my gaming channel.
Okay. All right then. What's
let,
going on
me,
here?
let me just keep making all the videos. The Fortitude, the podcast, the editing, the Tinder. Anyway,
Tinder?
Next food challenge.
That's the next food challenge.
good point. Oh, wait, 2 seconds. So if you're struggling for YouTube, look at me, I've got 1 million subscribers. If you're struggling, what you got to do is you got to comment on other people's shit.
There we go.
But because some of these people actually, I imagine, watch the videos now, because now it looks like I've not cared about
Do
your
it
stuff.
from the heart and the soul. Look how much I'm into my mic. If you're gonna do it, don't just be that
Gonna
bot
make up
guy
with
who
it,
just
innit?
does it.
Yeah,
Try and actually
watch the video.
Try and actually be interested in the accounts you're liking. Like if you see something, just be like, "Oh, awesome, cool, check you out, bro." Because everyone likes to get like a random guy say, "Well done, you're killing it." So be nice. Like, I mean, these community things are meant to be like community spirit. The YouTube, Instagram, it's about a bunch of people who don't know each other being able to know each other through online, which is what the purpose of social media was, to make a bunch of people who don't know each other, to go out there and know some people.
I much
Nice.
prefer to do it on YouTube than Instagram, though.
That's good on Instagram.
Yeah. I feel like we've both got our own platforms, haven't we?
Well,
Preference.
basically, we're in for it, though, aren't we? We enjoy it.
We enjoy it. So, challenge for next week, 30 minutes of engagements every single day until next Sunday, and next Sunday we'll catch up.
Sweet Jay raised a good point. What's happened to the food challenges? Look what side I'm on.
God. There we go.
Food challenges. What's happened, Kate?
So,
next?
here.
No one imagine there's someone here who wants to do
if you're
it.
watching this on YouTube, or if you're on Spotify or Apple, if you want to challenge me to a food challenge, I'll probably lose, then please comment below or message us on a social media platform.
Tell you what, if we can't find anyone, Jay, you're up.
I'll take. Yeah, we'll do it. We did say in the meantime, if we don't find challenges, we might as well go against each other. Like,
Let's do it.
Content.
we might as well because we've got to get the content out there. It's good fun.
I need some fucking money.
What's
I'm a
the boss?
fucking laugh. Anyway, look at me. I'm hilarious. I don't know why Kay didn't want me on the channel in the first place.
You haven't got some followers.
I haven't got
That's the
followers
whole
from my
point.
buddy
Frankie
here.
said that.
Ooh, you
So
said
yeah,
it.
like I mean,
Over
come on,
text.
I'm a character and a half. Look at that. I'm wearing a rag on my head. Look at me. Look at me. So yeah, all right.
What do you?
So
let's
coming
let's name
soon.
the challenge now. What do you reckon?
Okay,
what do you reckon
what should we
should
do? What should we do? What should we?
Oh,
should we eat a kebab
the
the
person-
fastest? Like a fucking
Nice.
smash a kebab. That one.
Smash a kebab.
Sure, do it right now.
Should we do it right now?
I've got a few challenges in my head, but the person doesn't get to find out until they get to the challenge.
Ooh, so you're not even telling your bees,
Well, I'm pretty sure I
partner.
told you guys the layout about a few weeks ago. Why
All
is
right.
it such a surprise?
So
offer?
next Sunday, are we going to do one against each other?
Yes, let's
And
do
then don't tell me what it is until we get there.
I mean, I filmed it. I have to know. I mean, I filmed the whole thing.
Oh, all right, then I'll tell you.
Oh, I won't know. I think this puts me at a disadvantage. I can't mentally
it does.
prepare myself.
I can't prepare
So-
myself
Wait,
either.
It is all that we can bloody
Kay
get.
will train himself
There's
this
no way.
week to
I mean,
prepare
bro, I've
himself.
lost like every challenge.
You won. There's been 3 and you've won 1.
One.
But I think I'm a worse eater than you, though. Like, I mean,
This would be the
Shit,
slowest food challenge
this would be
in all of the lands.
No, I'll be up for it. I'll give it a go.
It's a 24-hour challenge.
Then we
I
can down a
think-
beer.
Charge your
I
batteries.
think something hot would
Some
be
hot, I'm
hilarious.
fucking terrible at hot food.
Can I pick?
No.
Oh no, Frankie!
No,
This
that
is my
was-
YouTube channel. It's my
pick
my
one.
series.
No, because I always film.
I'll give
yeah?
you a list.
So
I'll
I'm
give you a
always the person who. All right, you pick
I'll give you a
5
list.
in a list or something,
And then you pick the one.
and I have to pick one.
All right,
Deal.
I'm part of this now.
Scratch the show on me.
I went right through that.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, we'll fix that.
And Kay didn't even come back. I mean, at least you tried.
Okay, back for more.
Oh, you're trying to manhandle me
Cabbagery
now.
again.
Cabbage.
All right, okay. So we've got
Cabbage.
the food challenge now back in track, and that's it. 'Cause
We-
all you
we
want
were-
to do is CK really.
We were going to do a new
true.
series like of interviewing, so having people with like the story to tell, very similar to the podcast, but filming it
peeps.
and getting other people involved. We were going to use the food challenge person to do the interview.
I can't even believe what I'm
what's
seeing
happened?
right now. Kay's
What's happened?
getting nudes up.
What the hell? I'm doing an Instagram story.
I mean, this is the type of thing we have to deal with. Just like interrupting and spiralizing.
You guys carry on. Why do you have to?
You poor Spotify's who just got some silence there as well.
Yeah,
while we,
it's because Kay bamboozled us.
Bamboozle
do you want to know something cool?
Great name.
yeah, I do want to do something cool.
I remember maybe in the very first podcast we made on YouTube, I'd done a twizzly thing with my finger. I went like this, and I actually had smoke come down my finger,
Did you?
and no one noticed it.
Wow.
That attention to detail that no one would ever see.
I like it. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Nicely
What
done.
a dickhead!
Nicely done, Frankie.
Wasting his life away
Making smoke
in his
fingers.
hobbit cave.
Smoke fingers.
Right, let's call it there.
Let's get it.
To my left,
Jason Watson.
to my right,
Kamal Medov.
and me, Frankie Does. Jay, what's Instagram?
Rustic Soul.
Life of Kamal.
And me, the real Frankie Does.
Preview. Is it called preview? It's not called preview, is it?
Preview?
It's your new fitness.
Preserve.
I keep calling it perverse.
You can't even Fortune Fitness.
Fortune. Oh, fuck it. Just end it. I've had enough of this shit. I'm sick of it. If I kill myself, I might even be in the next episode.
Bye.
All right. Oh.